If you go on social media these days and talk about Agile, you may notice an effect called the echo chamber. What is it, and what should you do about it? That's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for listening in once again, week in, week out. I'm so grateful to have you as listeners. Listen, if you go out on social media right now, especially places like LinkedIn, where there's a lot of professional exchange around agility, you're going to notice that there's a lot of sameness of ideas, also known as an echo chamber. Let's talk about why that happens and what you need to do about it. But first, let's remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works, relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what you need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. Now, guys, if this podcast helps you, do us a favor and tell your friends. And hey, you can also join us on the Badass Agile Listener Lounge on Facebook. Links are in the show notes. There's a concept in marketing that a healthy blend of the familiar and the new is what creates comfort and likability in content. See, radical ideas tend to meet with a high degree of rejection when they're first surfaced. Whereas if you can blend it in with a fairly good mixture, 80, 90% or more, of ideas that we've already heard, that we've already embraced, then it makes it easier to take on subtle shifts. So it's not unusual in the social media world to see an excess of things we've already heard before. Another way to say that is there's nothing really new going on. The truth of the matter is this: people seem to want a lot of safe with their agile, no pun intended. So what's this look like? Most of the content you see tends to be an amplification of existing ideas. It tends to be a celebration or an exploration of the latest trendy concepts, the things that everybody else is doing, the things that everybody else is saying. And there's a problem with that, guys. Simple problem is that if we're always talking about the same things, there's no real innovation going on. A core tenet of agility is the ability to adapt and evolve. But here's what I think. When you see an abundance of articles that say things like velocity is dead, long live velocity with 2 L's, and the extra L stands for the extra love, that's not innovation. Those are cutesy, almost to the point of being barfy, advancement of existing ideas. It's basically saying, I like this, let's pat ourselves on the back and talk about it some more. But to keep it from getting boring, let's add a little bit of something different. But that little something different never adds up to real evolution. Guys, business is changing every day. And I know you don't want to hear this, but your agile bills get paid for by companies that want to compete, want to win, want to succeed, want to sell, want to increase margins, and we can't forget that. So if Agile's not serving them in some way, eventually they're going to call it a failure, they're going to reject it, and they're going to be looking for the next big thing. And all the time that we've spent building this up, enhancing the practice, getting certified, will have been wasted because it'll be over. Right now, all of the webinars, all of the conferences, all of the videos, all of the memes tend to be glorifying existing ideas. What we need to see is truly new things. So what I want you to do, for starters, is ignore what you see. That's right, ignore what you see. Look, the really loud stuff is going to get to you anyway, no matter how much you try to shut it off. But what I want you to do, instead of sitting there and reading and celebrating and liking on social media, is to get out there and celebrate your lessons learned. Go work with your clients, observe, take your learnings, write them down, create your own philosophy, find your own voice, decide what you think the industry needs to do next. Where's the pivot? Where's the change? Where's the need? We're always yap about how Agile has to be about what the customer wants, right? And yet all we talk about is how the customer needs Lego. So get out there and find out what your customers want, what's working for them and what isn't. That's our duty. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what Agile's supposed to mean. By asking those kinds of questions, what do our customers really want? What do they need? We start to form an opinion about what's important, about what's needed, about what change should come next. And hey, if you want to lead, and I'm not suggesting that you must, but I mean, if you're listening to this show, the chances are good that that's your calling. If you want to lead, now you share this stuff. Now you bring it to the marketplace. The new thinking, your discoveries, your observations, your passions, your opinions. And what you absolutely must do in order to shatter the echo chamber is to be prepared to be different and all of the blowback that comes with it, because accepting the blowback is what actually makes you a badass. It's the courage to stand behind your opinions, to stand behind your distinction, to live your purpose. We desperately need more people like that. Otherwise, this great gift we've been given of social media, the ability to communicate and share on a global basis, is wasted on people sharing photographs of their certification diplomas. Not to diminish your accomplishments, that's wonderful. But if that's 80% of the conversation about agility, then we truly have missed the mark. We've completely missed the point. We've lost the script, haven't we? Instead, use the platform to break the echo chamber, to shatter the glass, and talk about the developments, talk about those experiences. Share them, and at first, you'll have one or two people listening while everybody else is focused on the latest book about hugs before stand-ups. You'll be out there innovating, inventing, bringing real insight, maybe even bringing real practices that actually change the game. Because the danger of the echo chamber is sameness. The idea that nothing ever grows, nothing ever gets different because we don't ever talk about anything different. And in fact, we now live in an age where opposing opinion, where difference from the norm gets you shouted at. Someone is coming to agreement shame you because you're not walking the party line. You're not speaking the accepted truth. Well, hello, that's a problem as old as time. And in fact, I dare say that when the blowback comes, when the extreme resistance to your ideas and your opinions really shows up, and it really starts to hurt, you really feel the pain, then you're on to something special. You're on to something that you should chase down to the very end. Live it, post it, share it, tell it. Because I got some insight for you guys. I got some news. That's how this whole thing started in the first place, didn't it? It started with having the courage to ask the question, how could this be better? This can't be all there is. There must be a better way to deliver valuable things to the people who count on us to do it. Be different. Be massive. Be courageous. Have fun. All right, everybody, thank you for listening. As always, you can reach out at badassagile.com or find me on Twitter at badass_agile. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, stay badass.